Okay, so last time we left off, I was playing drunk. Well, I got drunk I'd say like 3/4 of the way on my stream, and then passed out. So I don't remember the last 30 minutes of my stream. So and then I tried to save my stream like a couple minutes before I started. Now it's not available anymore. Damn it. But I did watch it a little bit last time we left off. Miss Yui was feeling down. Last time we left off, Satoshi went to Miss Yui's apartment. She was sick, and then we're in a dream sequence of her while she was had some sort of fever dream. When she was a student at Kisaragi Academy, and apparently she wanted to be a teacher even as a student. Poor woman. And then her friends got all upset and jealous. And then she was talking to this guy named Tsukasa that apparently she was friendly with in her younger years in high school. And she met this old woman that tried to stop her from going to school that she somehow knew was Heavenly Host. And the old woman was never given a name. So, all very confusing. So let's resume where we left off. And then Miss Yui has to go back to school after the school day ended to get back this gift she had from Tsukasa. I forget the details almost. But we're gonna continue. So let's get started.
降りしきる雨の中、足元に気を配りながら全速力で走る。走っている間、ちらりと頭をよぎるのは起きた時の時間だった。6時45分。七不思議で語られていた時間は夜の7時。
It's very pretty. I like this.
校門前に着いて真っ先に時間を確認した。校舎についている大時計が指し示す時間は6時55分。
So apparently Miss Yui experienced supernatural stuff before Heavenly Host and her death.
放課後のヨシエさんの怪談話が再び頭をよぎる。10月、雨が降る放課後。
Wait, it was
夜7時。
It was specifically in October? I don't remember that part.
あのおばあちゃん、もしかしてこうなるのが分かっていて。
That's right, she tried to stop us from going to school. But how'd she know that we would go back after school hours?
やだな、もう。階段なんてあんなの作り話だって。込み上げてくる恐怖を抑えつけるために声を出して自分を叱咤する。
Does Miss Yui have a natural fear of the occults?
見上げた校舎に人影はない。こんな時間なら生徒はもう帰宅しているだろうし、先生だってどれくらい残っているのか。
Why does it look like all the lights in the school are turned on still? Like right here.
けれど廊下の電気はまだすべてついていた。あれだけ明るければ、よし。
Shit.
パッと行って、パッと済ましちゃおう。
How do I take away the text? Z, X, X, there it is. I can look at the full picture. I folded up my soaked umbrella and left it on the rack by the entrance, then changed into my indoor shoes. She actually bothered to change into her school shoes after school hours. Then, entering the brightly lit hall, I took another look around. Why aren't the lights off? Do you guys not care about saving electricity? Think about the bills.
やっぱり生徒は誰も残ってないみたい。
Is it just like a Japan thing? My deep sigh echoed throughout the deathly silence corridor. Ordinarily, the din of other students would drown out noises like this, but every little sound was coming through crystal clear at this late hour.
急がなくちゃ。もうすぐ7時だ。
Shouldn't it be 7 at this point? I nervously sauntered towards classroom 3-4, picking up speed as it occurred to me to do so.
今朝のおばあさんね。さっき亡くなったみたい。
Oh! I mean, I don't really care. I don't even know her name.
その天神小学校で放課後校舎の見回りをしていた女の先生が誤って階段から落ちて死んだんだって。
So she's recalling the fact that her mother told her that the old woman from before died, and now she's recalling what Kana said, what her friend Kana was saying about the campfire story.
その日は10月のちょうど今日みたいに雨が降る放課後で、時刻はそう夜の7時を過ぎたあたり。
So does that mean that the first corpse party game took place in October? I don't think they ever specify the time or the date it takes place.
こういう日はよしえさんが出るんだって。
That's a bunch of baloney.
天神小学校がなくなってしまったことに気づいていないよしえさんは如月学園の廊下を見回って歩いているんだよ。
I wonder, as Miss Yui was in Heavenly Host, if she remembered all this crap.
もう何考えてるのよ私。七不思議なんで司くんも言ってたじゃない。深く考えない方がいいって。
But it was scared a cat. Lightning flashed and thunder resounded with impeccable timing. I jumped in spite of myself.
とにかくパッと教室に行ってペンケース取ってこなくちゃ。
This couldn't wait until the morning. Like, it's not gonna go anywhere. No ghosts should show up in a well-lit building like this, right? Excuse me. And even if they did, they wouldn't be very scary under all these bright lights.
あのペンケース
What
に
kind
入
of
ってる
logic
鉛
is
筆は
that?
明日の試験にどうしても必要なの。
Just get it in the morning. Like, why the fuck do you need to come back at 7 at night?
だってあれは司くんがくれたお守りなんだもの。
Unless you're taking the test at a different location, then yeah, sure, it's desperation. I picked up the pace as I continued to head straight for room 3-4. Uh,
頭部の方はもう真っ暗だな。やっぱり誰もいないのね。
Yui, did you not hear that shit?
それにしても今日はいつもよりこの廊下が長い感じがする。ただでさえこの廊下で遅刻しそうになるくらいなのに。
Are you deaf? I continued my brisk walk down the impossibly long hallway towards my goal, jumping every now and again whenever another thunderclap sounded. Kisaragi Academy was comprised of both a middle school and a high school. And in this evening, it really felt like it was flaunting its massive size. That's what she said. Wait. Does that mean that Heavenly Host was comprised of two different grades? A middle school and another school, like a high school? I thought it was strictly an elementary school. If it was strictly an elementary school, then why was the damn school so big? It had two separate buildings. So many questions! Didn't help that my classroom was in the high school wing, which happened to be past the middle school, making it seem that much farther away.
いつもは賑やかな場所がこんなにも静まり返っていると余計に物寂しい気がするな。
I mean, I guess they did say Heavenly Host was a very popular school, so it makes sense they would have a lot of students. Maybe they built the second building to accommodate for that.
雨の音がやけに大きく聞こえるよ。
Well, I for one find the rain very soothing. So I mean, I could fall asleep to this. I was focusing on the scant few sounds around me as I paced down that long, lonely corridor. Then, all of a sudden, I heard a faint noise, as of someone playing an organ.
今の空耳だよね。
Yeah.
そうに決まってるよ。
Yui, do not be a dumbass and get the fuck out. Don't go check it out. Don't.
こんな時間に音楽室で楽器を鳴らす人なんているわけないし。
I mean, you're here trying to get a freaking pencil case. I mean, is that any weirder? I took a deep breath, trying to calm my nerves. It was probably the sounds of rain, wind, and thunder mixing together. It just sounded like an organ, that's all. I was convinced. I kept walking. But then, I heard the same noise again. This time, much more clearly. It was unmistakable.
嘘。やだ。
So, come on, just get out of there. Don't check it out. I was paralyzed with fear. What? What? Do you not like organs? Does an organ sound that terrifying? My heart was pounding. As if it were struggling to break free of someone's sinister grip.
きっとまだ吹奏楽部の子とか先生が残って弾いてるんだよね。そうだ。そうに決まってるよ。
So just keep walking. Thinking about it, I vaguely recalled someone mentioning an upcoming performance by the wind instrument. I guess an organ would... Wait. A wind instrument club and someone's practicing an organ. And she thinks an organ qualifies as a wind instrument? Wouldn't it be like a flute or something? Or a saxophone? Do those count as wind instruments? Because you're blowing air into it. Somebody must have just stayed late to practice. That's all.
何でもかんでも怖い話に直結させちゃいけないな。
To be fair, though, you had quite a creepy morning with that old woman. I took another deep breath and tried, again, to calm my overly jittery nerves.
怖いと思ったら何でも怖く思えるものだよね。
Oh my god, it's a cat! So scary! You said anything. I heard that if you let your imagination run too wild, fear can make you see things that aren't there. And my imagination was most definitely running wild. But you're not seeing things, you're hearing things. That's totally different.
あとちょっとで教室だから走っていこう。
Why weren't you sprinting from the start if you're in that much of a rush? I decided to dash towards my classroom so I could get out of this hall as quickly as possible. Oh, the room here was the lights in this room were turned off. Why aren't the lights in the hallway turned off? That's weird. Finally reaching the familiar door, I swiftly opened it and flicked on the lights. I mean, don't all classroom doors look the same?
やっとたどり着いた。あとはペンケースを忘れないようにしなくちゃ。
Thanks to all my unexpected pauses to freak out over thunder and lightning, it took me far longer than it should have to get here. It was already well past 7. Well past 7? What is it, 7:30? There's no way. It took you half an hour to go through the hallways of a school.
7時か。
It was the appointed... Oh, you said it was well past 7. You liar. It was the appointed time when the ghost of a teacher was supposed to appear. At least, according to the school legend.
何もないじゃない。
Give it a minute. I let out a sigh of relief and relaxed my shoulders a bit. The lights were on both inside the classroom and out in the hallway. Sure, it was still dead silent, but the fear I'd been feeling had completely melted away. Oh, don't worry, it'll be back. It's simply taking a break.
全然怖くないよ。やっぱり七不思議だなんて嘘だったんだな。
I grabbed case I'd come back for and shoved it into my pocket.
よし、これで任務完了だね。
With my long ordeal behind me, more or less, I looked around the classroom and let out another sigh. I'd only ever known this classroom when it was bustling with activity, and thus found it in its eerie silence and utter stillness to be oddly fascinating.
教室に私一人ってなんだか不思議な感じがするな。
I mean, your future student Morishige does a lot of that, so I got the idea in my head to try doing something I normally wouldn't be able to, like standing at the teacher's podium and writing on the blackboard.
こんなシチュエーションめったにないし。
Yui, you goddamn rebel! To me, the area behind that podium, from which teachers conduct their lessons, was like a sacred space. I dreamed of standing there myself one day, and could hardly resist its pull when presented with a rare opportunity like this.
今なら誰も見てないし。
Crap baskets, I don't have it. To my classmates, this would seem like such a silly, stupid dilemma, but that didn't change the way I felt at the moment.
どうしようかな。
Just get out of here, come on, don't waste time. I know what's coming. A ghost. Stand at the teacher's podium and leave the room. Oh, it's actually giving me a choice. Oh. What should I do? Should I be a rebel? Should I break the rules? I'm already here after school hours. Should I push it further? Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Let's save. Let's see the second choice after I make it. Alright, let's see this choice first.
ダメダメ。ここは遊んでないでとっとと学校を出るべきだよね。
Yeah, let's get out of here. I decided it would be best to put my yearnings aside and leave the classroom behind.
七不思議だなんてやっぱり迷信じゃない。
Come on, let's get out of here. I couldn't believe I'd gotten all indignant with Tsukasa over something so trivial. What? Thinking about it now, it seemed kind of ridiculous.
さてと、家に帰ろうかな。
Time to
今
head
日は明日
home.
に備えて早く寝なくちゃ。
With this in mind, I walked towards the classroom door and took one step out into the hallway. When suddenly... What the fudge? The door slid shut on its own incredible force and my neck was trapped in the narrow opening that remained. I dug my nails into the door, frantically trying to open it back up. But the more I pushed onto it, the more it pushed back, further constricting my neck. How did this happen? Did you go in neck first? Someone help. Someone help. I was flailing my limbs, twisting and contorting my body, trying everything I could to escape.
なんで
My neck was clamped tightly. I could feel the blood rushing to my head. I'm surprised it didn't snap on impact. I couldn't breathe, opening my mouth in terror. I stuck my tongue out as if trying to swallow the air. Forcefully shaking my head left and right, I swiveled my body to face the ceiling. That's when I saw the tall, pitch-black silhouette of a person. Yoshie? Miss Shinozaki? Is that you? A silent scream squirmed its way out of my throat. But the door was still pressing onto my neck.
ダメ。
Why are you thinking about him? Oh! My vision whirled and I felt a sensation of falling. At the same time, a lukewarm liquid began pouring over my face. As I was struggling to make sense of what it was happening to me, the door that had been violently crushing my neck quietly slid open. Are you dead? The floor of the schoolhouse came down hard on my head. My vision had gone white and began blurring, but I could still see.
私の体が見える。
Oh, you were decapitated. I was rolling across the hallway, and there, in the doorframe, I caught sight of my own headless torso collapsing in a heap on the floor.
何が起こったの？
Last thing I saw, out of the corner of one bloodshot, unfocused eye, was the familiar figure of the old woman from this morning. What? Did she kill me? Holy shit, she killed me! No way! Why, old lady, why? Well, I didn't think that would be the wrong choice. So being a rebel is a smart choice. What a great lesson. Remember, kids, break the rules. It'll save your life. Be a rebel. Alright, I'll be right back.
見えるんだ、教室って。
I like this music. I don't think I can ever not. I don't think I can ever praise the soundtrack enough of this series.
なんかちょっとドキドキする。
I'd say it's almost as good as what was that one anime? I think Naruto and Dragon Ball also has a bit of a better soundtrack. Oh shit. Oh. Don't do that. Gating my teacher's point of view, in the most literal sense, starting to get me fired up. It may seem silly now, but this was my stage. This is where This was where all my dreams would play out. I gotta be honest here. Does anyone out there in the world, like honestly, dream of being a teacher? Like, in all honesty. I have to know. Like, why would you want to be an underappreciated, like, overworked asshole?
私もいつか
I began to imagine the future that had awaited me. The future's gonna be sucky, because I've seen your future. Painstakingly detailing some new piece of knowledge to her students, sitting attentively at their desks. Gliding chalk across the board, filling it with information to aid them in their studies.
いつか先生になれるといいな
I was getting so excited that I began to think my behavior was a little strange. I mean, if people were watching you right now, then I mean, it would be a little creepy or strange. Maybe it was the juxtaposition of these joyous, freeing visions and the prickling dread I'd been feeling up until now, just a minute or two before. But then, in the blink of an eye, one of these two conflicting emotions completely overpowered the other. Oh.
停電
Never a good sign. Suddenly, my surroundings were bathed in darkness. Going still with shock, I stumbled back a step. My back struck the blackboard with a dull thud.
いきなり何
No kidding. There's the organ music again. I instinctively grabbed a hold of the rail where the erasers sat. I felt chalk dust against my fingertips. My panicked heartbeat was making it difficult to breathe. And you're easily startled, aren't you? It's just a blackout. It's not like someone's trying to kill you yet. Was this caused by the thunderstorm? If so, it sure picked a fine time to turn the lights on me. Yeah, you're on such a high horse, too.
しかもオルガンの音まだ響いてる嘘なんで停電になってるならオルガンだって鳴らないはずなのに
I think that's a big sign to get the fuck out. That means something unnatural is happening. What the fudge? Was this what the old woman was trying to warn me about? That's impossible. She was no fortune teller or psychic as far as I was aware. How could she possibly have known this would happen? Probably because she knows you're a freaking idiot. Oh, damn it. Hell, even if she were a fortune teller or a psychic, predicting the future and the stuff of science is the stuff of science fiction. I shook my head.
落ち着くのよ私音楽室の方はまだ停電になってないとかきっとそんな理由だよ
I curled my chalk-dusted fingers into a fist and silently tried to talk some sense into myself.
ともかく早く校舎を出よう
I shouldn't have been playing teacher. I should have been in and out by now. Are you kidding me? This saved your life. Cursing myself a little, I fumbled my way through the darkened classroom. I spend so much time in here. You'd think I'd be able to find my way out with my eyes closed, as it were. But sadly, that wasn't the case. That is pretty sad. Smashing loudly into the desk, I knocked it on its side and began tumbling after it, instinctively grabbing other desks around me for support. Jeez. It's quite the tumble.
いけない机の中身まき散らしちゃったよ
Oh.
元に戻さなくちゃ
Just get out of there. It's not like anyone will know. It was you anyway. Still fumbling around blindly, I gathered up all the scattered notes, textbooks, and writing utensils.
でも暗くて何がなんだかもう何やってるのよ急いでるのに本当にドジなんだから
You certainly are. Let out a sigh. I seem to be doing that a lot lately. Yeah, I think you sighed like 10 times in the past 10 minutes.
これは教科書とノートでしょ。
I was trying to take inventory of all the things I'd knocked out of the desk, then I realized why. I might as well just stand it up and stuff it all back in. I mean, you don't have to be neat with it.
さすがに全部を間違いなく元に戻すのは無理だな。明日ここの席の子に謝らなくちゃ。
Not that that was a particularly pleasant prospect. Explaining what I'd done wouldn't be easy, and no matter how I sugarcoated it, it would serve as a clear indication of my clumsiness. If I didn't say anything, it's not like I'd be found out, but that would be the same as lying, as far as I'm concerned. And I couldn't do that. I mean, you can.
これで最後かな。
And it sucks that you weren't born in like 2012 or whatever. Because I think at that point, phones had flashlights. I placed my hand against the floor and swept it around, feeling for anything I might have missed. And I found something, alright.
やだ。何これ。なんだかぬるぬるして。
Oh no. I clearly brushed my finger across something, but I had no idea what. It was no textbook or writing implement, though, that's for sure.
机の中からなんでブニュブニュしたものが。
Is it one of those like slime things people play with in high school? Maybe it had been on the floor all along.
なんだろうこれ。
I can point to this. Is it going to show a picture? Is it going to show it? I rubbed my sticky finger a bit deeper into the wet spot, then brought my hand up closer to my face so I could get a better look at what was there. What on earth did I just touch? What is it? There was a flash of lightning almost immediately joined by a roar and thunderclap. And with it, for a split second, the pitch-black classroom was lit up as bright as day. What the? Oh, that was creepy. I shot to my feet, utterly mortified. In that split second, I got a very good look at my fingers, and it really did seem as if they were covered in blood. But it wasn't just my hand, no. If my peripheral vision were to be trusted, it looked like the entire classroom was stained in a deep, dark crimson.
そういえば、なんとなく生臭い気がする。
How do you just notice the smell of blood? Like that is such a potent smell, isn't it? Without thinking, I backed away from where I'd been crouching. Tried rationalizing what I saw. How could a whole classroom be a bloodbath like this? Did something spill? Did someone tumble in there and here injured? Yeah, that's what it was. The entire classroom is painted in blood because someone took a little spill.
ありえない。そんな、何よこれ。
My whole body was quaking. I fled from the classroom. Or rather, I tried to flee. And the door's locked.
開かない。やだ。やだやだ。鍵なんてかかってなかったのに。今だって鍵はかかってないよ。それなのにどうして？
Pulled on the door handle again and again and again in a frenzy. I was pulling so hard, it felt like my fingernails might tear loose. But it just wouldn't budge.
なんで？なんでよ。なんでよ。
I was absentmindedly grabbing at my hair with one hand and slammed my fist on a nearby desk with the other. This was a nightmare. You think this is a nightmare? It has barely just begun.
何これ。
Silence saturated the inky blackness of the room. I took several deep breaths in an effort to restrain my pounding heart.
とにかく一度落ち着かないと。そもそもドアが開かないのだって私がこんなにパニックになってるせいかもしれないし。
Okay.
さっきの変な塊だってきっと何かの勘違いだよ。だってありえないじゃない。教室にあんなわけのわからないものが落ちてるだなんて。
I was certain that when I saw what it actually, I'm certain that when I saw what it actually was come morning. I'm certain that when I saw what it actually was come morning, it ended up being something totally random, like some old soda-stained gym clothes.
きっとそうだよ。そうだ。指についたのだって美術に使う絵の具かもしれないじゃない。
Yeah, whatever helps you sleep. My imagination was just running wild because I was panicking.
もしかしたらドアに何かが挟まってて開かないだけかもしれない。
Did you try the other door? I decided to check out my hypothesis by feeling my way across the door and determining if anything was jutting out from any of the cracks.
ダメだ。真っ暗で何にも見えない。
I fumbled around the gaps in the door, but I just couldn't make anything out that would be doing this. And the classroom's rear exit seemed rolled away. Come on, just walk over there. It's like, what, 10 steps?
他の出口は。
Why don't you jump out the door? Or jump out the window? No, this was the 3rd floor. Oh, come on, Yimsui. You're already being adventurous by writing on the chalkboard. Be a daredevil. Couldn't get out of this classroom without exiting into the hallway.
今すぐ外に出たいのに。
Still at a loss. I noticed a sudden flash of light through the hallway window, but the glass was only translucent, so I couldn't be sure of its source.
誰か歩いてくる。
It went out there. Then there came the distinctive clomp 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 of footsteps.
そうだ。きっと用務員さんだ。
You finally wow, baby. Man, I thought being a teacher was bad, but being a custodian must be even worse. Or maybe, I don't know. Being a teacher is like a hell experience. I recall the existence of a custodian who always patrolled the school grounds. I was sure he must have been taken to look around after the sudden power outage.
助かった。
All at once, my fear-aided legs regained their strength. This nightmare would soon be over.
すみません。
I shouted to the custodian through the window, as loudly as I could muster.
すみません。閉じ込められてるんです。
I had to be sure he heard me. I shouted again. Finally, I could see the light in the hallway again, and it seemed to be getting closer. However,
なんかこの光おかしい気がする。
yeah, what's up? Perturbed, I took a step away from the window.
懐中電灯だったらもっと明るいよね。この光はなんだか。
Like the faint, unearthly glow classically attributed to spirits was what I was thinking. I tried to stop myself from finishing that thought, however. Yeah, that can't be it. No way. Donna's aside, it also looked like it was wrinkling around in a very unnatural, very unflashlight-like way.
それにこの足音。
Clomp, clomp, clomp. 4 clomps, then a 3 or so second interval, then another 4 clomps. They were sounding in a fixed rhythm.
用務員さんじゃない。明らかに変な歩き方。
I'm surprised you actually noticed that. The fear was back in full force. I had to find somewhere to hide. What if I accidentally summoned something inhumane? I mean, whatever it was that, I begged for it to help. I literally invited it in.
どこか隠れるところ。そうだ。
Oh god, I better save. Alright. Teacher's podium. That's sure to be the wrong choice. Let's look for it. I hurriedly hid myself beneath the teacher's podium. I grabbed my knees, curled up, and made myself as small as I could.
なんなの。一体どうなってるの。
The footstep continued to draw nearer and nearer. Clomp, 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 clomp. Little by little, the sounds grew louder. Every hair on my body was standing on end.
このまま通り過ぎてください。お願いします。
I held my breath, clasped my hands together, and silently prayed. Clump, 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 clump. They were close now. Very, very close.
神様。
Oh, you're praying to God. You're fucked. What was it? Why was this happening? I couldn't make any sense of it. I just wanted it to be over. I prayed to God that it would end. Was this what the old woman was trying to warn me about? Was this all because I ignored her? Because I didn't take the paper doll from her? Was it because I heard the ghost story from Yoshi, and allowed it to get to me? Oh, heard the ghost story of Yoshi. I was like, you don't know the Yoshi? Or did the strange events of the day have nothing to do with it, with what was happening to me now?
口から心臓が飛び出しちゃいそうだよ。
That's how you die, not from a spirit, but a freaking heart attack. I was still holding my breath. I didn't dare let out even the tiniest of sounds to escape and give away my position. Oh no, it's tapping. Oh no, a jump scare's about to happen. The consistent rhythm of the footsteps suddenly ended halfway onto one of its cycles. It's close, isn't it? It's like right outside the door. And it had ended right in front of this very classroom. Oh shit. I had goosebumps up and down my arms and legs. I stopped praying and clasped my hands over my mouth. I knew I'd scream if I didn't. Could this be Yoshie? Was the school legend real? All I could do was close my eyes, keep my mouth shut, and hope that whoever or whatever this was would just go away. But the footsteps didn't start again. If this was indeed Yoshie, then she'd stopped in front of the classroom and was just standing there. She's standing there, menacingly. I had no concept of time anymore. I stayed in my hiding spot for what was probably only a few minutes, but felt like at least an hour.
足音が消えた。
Don't bet on it. No, Yoshie, Yui, why did you look? I decided to carefully peek out from under the podium. I gingerly edged my head out just far enough to get a glimpse of the room, when suddenly... The footsteps ran out once more. It sounded like they were headed right for me, and they might have been inside of the room. I honestly couldn't tell. I scrambled back into my hiding spot and covered my mouth with both hands. Man, that is a lot of footsteps, Jesus. This was too much for me. My breathing was coarse and erratic, and my face was a mess of tears and snots. Ugh. I was inconsolable. The footsteps just wouldn't stop. What on earth were they doing? It almost seemed like they were running around in circles, trying to scare me.
やめて。もうやめて。
Mouthed these words over and over again, and moved my hands to my ears in a vain attempt to block out this torturous sound. And as if in response, the sound changed. It was a loud, dull thud, followed by silence. No more footsteps. I heard this said hundreds of times before. It was the classroom door sliding open. Oh, you're fucked. I peeked out, but the door was still tightly shut. Oh, it was the other door, wasn't it? If the sound I heard wasn't that door, then what was it? The little safety I felt here was pretty much gone, but to be fair, I wasn't absolutely certain that the spirit had seen or heard me either. Oh no, she's fucking with you, dude. The prospect of stepping into the open wasn't a desirable one, but I had to decide if it was better to stay where I was or to make a break for it. Ooh, here we go! Alright, what do I do? Ooh, what do I do? What do I do? Ooh, should I make a break for it? Or should I go? Should I just stay for it, hidden? I don't know if she's in the room or not, though. Let's stay hidden. Oh yeah, I made the wrong choice. I made the wrong choice. But it only took a moment for that decision to come back and bite me. Oh no. My body was suddenly weighed down. In an instant, without knowing what was happening, my fetally positioned form was essentially locked in place. It was like a boulder had fallen on top of me and was resting on my arched back. Twisting and shuffling around, trying to shake it off, but the more I struggled, the heavier it became. And what's more, I felt like it was slowly inching its way up towards my head, as if it were planning on dropping down in front of my face. Was this a person? Oh, fuck. Yeah, I made the wrong choice. It was a female voice, reverberating ominously as it bubbled up from the depths of hell. I squirmed violently, desperate to throw her off of me. Could you go find someone else to play with you? I'd really appreciate that. Oh, I'm dead. What did she do to me? Did she decapitate me again? My vision went red, or at least it felt that way. Whoever was on my back had dug her razor-sharp fingernails right into my eyes. Oh! Collapsed on the spot. The pain was instantaneous and unbearable. I could no longer hold my position. I could no longer focus on anything but this agony. All I did was want to draw on a chalkboard. I didn't do anything bad. The pain shot through my head in waves. It was indescribable, unthinkable. I couldn't take it any longer. My consciousness faded, and I was gone. I would never know exactly what had happened to me, but maybe I was better off that way. If she just dies? I'm somewhat not taking this seriously. I'm trying to get bad endings. Because they're like kind of quick compared to like the first game where it's like, it was like an entire sequence. Alright, let's make the right choice this time. Make a break for it. Come on! Staying in one place for too long seemed like it would be inviting trouble. So I took a deep breath and reluctantly crawled out as quietly as I could. But also, almost immediately, I felt something. Tap. Something long and thin had struck me in the back of my head. Or perhaps struck isn't the right word. There was a little force behind it, but it wasn't a hard slam. More like someone was trying to get my attention. Oh shit. knew I wouldn't like what I was going to see, but I had to face whatever this was, so I turned around. And there, moving over me was...
まだ残ってるの。
Oh shit.
早く帰りなさい。
Finger was peering down at me from above the podium, with one emaciated wishbone-like finger extended towards my face. Emaciated? What the hell does that mean? I recognized this person instantly. No doubt about it. This was the strange woman who supposedly passed away earlier. Wait, it is? That sounds like Yoshie. I was scared out of my mind. I tumbled the rest of my way out from under the podium and shot to my feet. A ghost. There was a real ghost in the school. And my breathing was ragged. My heart was pounded so hard that I thought it might explode. Plowing through all the desks in my way, I ran as fast as I could towards the classroom door. But that was as far as I could go.
どうしたの？
Oh shit. There on the other side of the door, tight up against the glass, was the old woman. She was glowing bluish white, the source of the light from earlier. But how in the world did she get to the door before I did? How did she get out of the classroom so quickly and position herself so perfectly to block my exit? I felt like I was starting to hyperventilate, and I tried as best as I could to calm my breathing as my eyes darted around the room. I needed to get out of here now, to get as far away from this place as I possibly could.
前のドアから出られないとなると、外に出るには後ろのドアから出るしか。
You should have just tried that from the start.
でもそうすると、廊下は前のドアにいるあの幽霊の後ろを通らないと出口にはつかない。そんなの無理。でも。
I bit my lip and continued scanning the room.
何かあれに対抗できるようなものがあればいいんだけど。
You're gonna fight back against the spirit? I didn't have time to think carefully about it. I just had to grab something and hope for the best. There was two choices. I had to pick one. And I had to pick one on impulse before it was too late. Save. Bag of salt must be the right choice.
これって科学の実験の時に使った塩の残りだよね。
It must be the right choice. I'd heard that salt was used in purification rituals, so it seemed like a natural choice.
よし、これを持っていこう。
I placed the salt in my pocket as a sort of protective charm.
怖いけど、行くしかない。
Oh, we're fucked, aren't we? When I looked over, the spirit of the old woman was holding out her hand from the other side of the door's frame. She really was trying to catch me. I wasn't just being paranoid. She was going to kill me and turn me into a ghost like her. I was convinced. This had to be Yoshie, the teacher from the urban legend.
やだ、そんなの。
Bracing myself, I darted towards the room at the back end of the classroom. There wasn't a moment to lose. If I didn't act fast, I probably wouldn't be able to act at all. I threw the door open and just began running at top speed, hoping to escape behind the spirit's back. That door was open the entire time, wasn't it? Miss Yui's just dumb. Unsurprisingly, trying to outrun a ghost proved to be a fruitless endeavor. The spirit saw me and moved at a breakneck speed to intercept. Get away from me, you creepy bitch! I thrust my hand into my pocket and withdrew the bag of salt, and threw the entire thing directly at the old woman's face. That worked?
いるんだ、この隙に。
I ran down the hall as fast as my legs would carry me, briefly glancing over my shoulders right after a moment to confirm that the spirit was still writhing. Get the hell out of there. I just kept running down the dark hallway, with nothing but adrenaline and mortal fear to keep me going. I reached the stairwell at the end of the hallway and made a mad dash towards ground level. I was determined to get out of this building alive. Fuck you, bitch. Finally, still moving at top speed, I reached the window door leading outside.
もうすぐ出口だ。
It's locked, isn't it? Luckily, the malevolent spirit hadn't caught up to me yet. It actually seemed like It actually seemed like I might be able to escape. I might actually survive this.
やっとここまで。
Don't stop now. I grabbed the handle and tried pulling it. It's locked. God damn it.
やだやだ開かない。なんでどうしてここまで来て。
Did you really think it'd be that easy? Come on.
どうして開いてよ開いてよ。どうしようこのままじゃまたあの化け物に。なんとかしなくちゃ。なんとか。
You're gonna have to hide again. Break the glass. You have to.
そうだ。
Putting my thoughts in order, I came to the sudden realization that I was right near the umbrella racks. Unless the spirit had taken it or something, my umbrella should still be there right where I'd left it. I practically tackled the rack, grabbing my umbrella in one swift motion. Not from the handle, mind you, but from the top. But then, taking aim at the glass part of the door, I swung as hard as I could, smacking it dead center with the sturdy plastic handle. I don't think that's gonna be enough. The glass wasn't going to break so easily, of course, but it did crack, giving me the impetus I needed to go in for a second hit. Again and again, I struck the glass. I had the umbrella gripped so tightly that the metal skeleton on the canopy was leaving indentations in my skin. I can't believe that. Oh my god, I can't speak. I'm sure there had to be a better way to do this, but I didn't have the luxury of time to figure out what it might have been. Okay, first you don't want me to go into the school, now you don't want me to leave.
またこっちに来る。
Break it, damn it! I banged and smacked on the glass even harder, and even faster. My hands were killing me. This was the only hope of survival. Finally, after far too much effort, the glass shattered onto the floor, making one hell of a sound. Tepid air oozed in from outside. It was still pouring rain, but I was free now, free to escape this hellhole. Pain I had broken was on the floor. I broken was on the lower half of the door, and I didn't care if I cut myself. I got down on my knees and crawled like I'm mad.
やったもうすぐ外だ。出られる。助かった。
Oh, you're fucked now. I felt triumphant. For a brief moment, the fear was gone. I was basking in my victory over this malevolent entity. There we go. But it didn't last long. Before I was even halfway through the door, I felt something coiling itself around my arm. Yeah, I knew it. Oh, fucking Jesus! Yoshi, they made you even creepier. A tall shadow figure had appeared behind me in the entranceway, and she had me in her grasp. There wasn't much to her than an indistinct, filtering silhouette, but I could clearly see she had a broken neck. Was this a different apparition? Her scraggly root-like fingers were squeezing my arm with tremendous force, pushing aside muscle and tissue and pressing right onto the bone. Ooh.
どこに行くの？もう少しだから待ってて。
痛い。
I was shaking hysterically and tears were streaming down my face. I was absolutely convinced that I was going to die here.
さっちゃん。
Not your fucking Sachiko. I could offer no resistance. She was too strong. All I could do was plead with her.
痛いよ。
felt like my arm would snap into it any moment.
ずーっと一緒にいましょうね。
She wasn't just grabbing but twisting as well. Oh shit. The pain was unlike anything I'd ever experienced before. I couldn't think about anything else. My mind was absorbed by the unconscionable agony. I can't fucking speak. Oh! What the fuck? Where did you come from? I thought my arm was about to snap off, and then, all of a sudden, I was whisked away. Whisked away by Tsukasa.
大丈夫か？
どうして？
今しのごの言ってる場合じゃない。逃げるぞ。
What? No, I'm almost out of here. Tsukasa was still holding onto me tightly after shaking me from the brink of death. He led me back into the school at an incredible speed. Why are we going back in?
ちくしょう。なんだよさっきのは。俺は夢でも見てるのか。
I think you're dumb. He practically spit these words as he continued running.
どうしてここに司くんが？
I tried to match his gait, and once we were a bit more in sync, I looked up at his face. After we reached the end of the hall, he suddenly veered into the last classroom before the stairwell, pulling me in with him.
シシド、お前怪我はないか？
How the fuck are you? Why are you here? And how are you here?
大丈夫。私はもう一人で歩けるから。
ああ、悪い。
I moved away from Tsukasa and almost immediately spilled onto the ground like a house of cards.
おい、大丈夫じゃないじゃん。
I think she's dealing with like the loss of adrenaline.
そうだけど、でもすぐに。
無理すんなよ。
Tsukasa grabbed my arm to help me up. Unfortunately, it was the arm Yoshie had been twisting. Wait, I thought you thought the Yoda lady was Yoshie. How do you know this one?
悪い。やっぱり腕怪我してるのか？
よくわかんない。でもすっごく痛いよ。焼けるみたい。
I drove my other hand over this sore spot where I assumed there was probably one hell of a bruise. I started rubbing gently, but it didn't help at all.
そうか。じゃあ保健室ですぐに手当てした方がいいな。
Why, are you a nurse?
でもそしたらまた。
あいつが来るって。
How do you know you're just accepting that it's a ghost that easily? Just thinking about going back out there and facing Yoshie made me shudder. I couldn't believe he was even entertaining the idea.
心配すんな。もし仮にあいつが来ても、
I am so
絶
confused.
対お前を守ってやるから。
How are you here? How do you know about Yoshie? And why are you here? Like, you came at the perfect timing.
司くん。
I got some corn. Tsukasa's gentle reassurance actually made me forget the pain in my arm for a moment. I had to stop myself from blushing, or try to at any rate. Is this really the
早
time?
く手当てした方がいいって。まあどうせ先生なんかいないだろうけど、応急手当てくらいなら俺にだってできる。
How can you treat a broken or bruised bone? I don't think you can put a bandage over that shit.
よし、行くぞ。
Tsukasa offered me his hand, and I graciously took it, squeezing it tightly as he led me back into the hallway.
司くんの手あったかい。
Despite the fact that nothing had really changed, I was still in just as much danger as I had been. The paralyzing fear I'd been feeling was gone. If it were just me, I would never been able to do this. I would have frozen up. But with Tsukasa leading the way, I felt like I could do anything.
シシド、少し走るけど大丈夫か？
Yeah, let's not walk. With my blessing, Tsukasa upped his pace significantly.
もうあいつが出てきませんように。
I prayed silently for a smooth sailing as I followed Tsukasa's lead.
このまま司くんと一緒にいられれば。
Oh, come on. Don't be a damsel. I gently squeezed his hand again, as if it were to reassure myself that he was still with me. I was starting to think that maybe Yoshie was gone. Maybe we'd thwarted her, but of course, just as I was thinking that, she made her presence known again. Way to jinx it. I'm not Sachiko, you dumb bitch.
なんだってんだ。出てこい。
An unearthly voice reverberated throughout the dark corridor. I immediately drew myself into Tsukasa's back.
もっと連れてこい。
I'm not Sachiko, god damn it. Ah, fucking kill. Over Tsukasa's shoulder, I saw the same shadow-like spirit from before. It must have been waiting here to ambush us. Why are you all blurry? Why are you blurry? Like, it looks like someone took your picture with a shitty camera.
大丈夫。落ち着け。
It is not alright. The ghost was moaning and wavering before us. I'd never be able to get past it.
私のために何でもしてくれる。
おい、シシド。俺があいつを引きつけるから、その隙に走って逃げろ。
Just run in the opposite direction. You don't need to go to the nurse's office. Why not just leave the school and go to a hospital?
やだよ、一緒に逃げて。
俺には秘密兵器があるのさ。
Yeah, what?
俺のばあさんからもらった形見のお守り。さっきあいつにこれを向けたら少し割りやがった。
Oh, that's very convenient.
形見のお守り。
あ
でも司くんやっぱり危険。
俺まあなんとかなるだろう。
Yoshie, you're being very polite, letting us have this conversation.
そんな。
待ちなさい。
We really didn't have time to be arguing. It was closing in fast. And as it did, I noticed the spirit's figure had become more defined. She was a tall young woman, with her head turned sideways at a 90-degree angle. The tale of Yoshie suggested she fell down a flight of stairs, so her broken neck would certainly fit.
早く走れ。
Yeah, get the hell out of there. Let's just leave him. Let's get the fuck out of the school. He gave my back a shove to get me started, and with no time to object, I unconsciously obliged. Tsukasa ran too, darting ahead of me for a few short moments.
おい、化け物。こっちだ。
待ちなさい。
No running in the house. Tsukasa ran as close as he possibly could Tsukasa ran as close as he possibly could to get Yoshie's attention, and turned tail and began sprinting off in the opposite direction.
こっちだぞ。化け物。
Was that necessary to show? Amazingly, it worked. The spirit began chasing Tsukasa, leaving me completely obstructed.
どうしよう。私このまま一人逃げてもいいの？
I was torn. On the other hand, I knew this was my best chance, but I couldn't help worrying about what would happen to Tsukasa if its charm failed. I stopped for a moment, glanced over my shoulder. He was still running, and the shadowy figure was still in hot pursuit.
いいから行けって。お前が逃げ切ったのを確認したら俺も逃げるからさ。
Oh, that's like the last words of a dead man. I still couldn't believe I fell for it, but this is right when I realized the truth. Tsukasa had no protective charm. I fucking knew it. He's just trying to get himself killed. That dumbass. Tsukasa had no protective charm. He just made that up so I wouldn't object too strongly to him serving as a decoy while I got away. So then why did Yoshie let me go?
やっぱりダメ。
I stopped in my tracks and shouted out at the top of my lungs.
待ちなさい。ヨシエ先生。
I wasn't sure exactly what I was getting myself into, but I had to do something. Calling the spirit's name definitely seemed to have an effect.
あなたの名前知ってるわよ。
おいシスター。
All at once, the black figure was facing me, though I never saw her turn around. She was facing towards me now, ignoring Tsukasa.
怖くない怖くない怖くない怖くない怖くない怖くない怖くない怖くない怖くない怖くない怖くない怖くない。
Repeating it over and over again does not make it true. That's like me saying, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire. Oh, I'm not a millionaire. I repeated this like a man throat and stuck one hand into my pocket, grasping tightly onto the one and only item I stashed there.
お前は私を知っているのか。
Oh, so you can actually speak,
私
like
には
not just regurgitated
本
lines.
当にお守りがある。
Tsukasa's care, his effort, his beliefs, they were all packed into this pencil. And when you get it right down to it, that's what a charm is, right? I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know about that one. I squeezed the nubby little thing in my pocket, mentally preparing myself for the confrontation ahead. The confrontation I had impulsively initiated.
シスター逃げろ。
逃げない。私は逃げないわ。
Where's this sudden bravery coming from?
神様、どうかお願い。助けて。
Imagine how dumb this would look, like from Yoshie's perspective. I closed my eyes, lifted my hand from my pocket, and brandished Tsukasa's pencil intently. The gauntlet had been thrown. I was putting a lot of faith into this, and I really, really hoped that I hadn't made a mistake in doing so.
私は獅子のゆい。この学校で先生を目指しているわ。
Why are you introducing yourself like it's a goddamn interview? I opened my eyes to find the shadowy spirit Yoshie had stopped in her tracks. Did it work? Was Tsukasa's pencil keeping this vengeful spirit at bay? I don't know about that.
私の代わりは
Yeah, you're
い
fucked.
らない。死ね。
Suddenly, I was whisked off my feet and slammed against the ceiling.
シシだ。
I could see him down below. He was staring down at me and desperately leaping. He was trying to catch me, I suppose, even though he knew he'd never reach. Am I dead? I called out to him over and over again in my mind. If he could ever get away, if he could ever survive this ordeal, it would have all been worth it. Yoshie was drawing near, and I was helplessly pinned to the ceiling. I had no chance at all. There was no doubt in my mind that my life was over. I clung to the relief that I felt at Tsukasa's safety. It was the only thing keeping me from losing my head entirely. Then, all at once, the situation took a complete 180. It was like a miracle.
篠崎よしえ
What?
ここまでにせい
The old woman? Before I had an idea what was happening, I found myself bathed in a gentle light. What are you, a mumble rapper?
おばあちゃん。
Oh, that's right.
守ってやれんですまったせめてこれ以上邪術が拡大せぬこと
How did you know Yoshie in life? Did this woman know her? I am so freaking confused. This chapter has turned out to be so weird. It was the old woman who had collapsed in front of my house. She was standing down below me, enveloped in a warm glow. This honestly sounds like something a rapper would do. Just random shitty sounds. The black shadow lunged towards her. Then there was a horrific noise, and the old woman was gone. The hell just happened? Oh yeah, Mitsui was still on the ceiling.
シシド
And just like that, I fell to the ground. Whatever Yoshi had done to me, the old woman must have nullified it. And that must have been why when she came to me this morning, and why she had come again now. I felt like I was going to faint. Tsukasa had run to my side, gently scooted me off the ground into his arms. Yoshi's spirit was gone. She vanished along with the light. Around us now, the only sound was the pitter-patter of raindrops on the school roof.
おいシシドシシド
Is this real life? I'd suffered quite a bump on the head from my fall and was decidedly disoriented, but I still had enough sense to put my arm around Tsukasa's neck.
バカ逃げろって言ったのに
Oh, you're one to talk.
ごめん。でも。
Wanted to protect you. I couldn't bear the thought of losing you, is what I wanted to say. Haven't you known this guy for like a semester? Less than that? Why are you suddenly acting like he's your brother? Or like your very close best friend? But instead, I just passed out in his arms. I felt as though I was waking from a long, horrible dream.
おい大丈夫か
What is the
お
fudge?
いシシド
ここどこ？
本当に大丈夫か見ればわかるだろ学校の保健室だって。
保健室。
It occurred to me to look at my surroundings. Probably something I should have done before asking about them. But in my defense, I was out cold. Beige walls, pink curtains, white beds with solid blue covers. This was indeed the school infirmary. No doubt about it.
どうして？
どうしてもこうしてもお前があんなところで倒れてたからここに連れてきてやったんじゃん。
Wait, what? My brain hurts. I am so confused.
あんなところ？
おいおいまだ具合悪いんじゃないのか肛門だよ肛門。
肛門に？私そこに倒れてったの？
そうだけど
私確かに学校の中でヨシエさんから逃げて、そうだ、腕を怪我して、腕なんともない。
はあ腕
夢だったの？そんなはずない。だって本当に痛くて死んじゃいそうだったのに。
ああまあなんか様子が変だけどとにかく無事でほっとしたよ。
I guess it's still after school hours, it looks like. But why are you still wearing a school uniform?
こういうのって虫の知らせって言うんだな。
What?
なんとなく気になってお前ん家に行ったらお前のお母さんに学校に行ったって聞いてな。そしたらあんなところに倒れてるんだもんな。
司くん、
まあとりあえず詳しい話は後で聞くからさ。ちょっと待ってな。
司くん言っちゃった。ヨシエさんのこと聞こうと思ったのに。
If you did that, I think he'd look like you were crazy.
あら、シシドさん、
Oh,
目が覚めたのね。
The school nurse is here. Does that mean it's not after school hours anymore?
先生、
驚いたわよ。三國くんが血相変えて私を呼びに来るんだもの。私が当直でよかったわね。
Oh.
ご迷惑をおかけしてすみません。
それはいいのよ。でもあなたずいぶんうなされていたから悪い夢でも見てたんじゃない？
悪い夢。
そうよ。三國くんもすごく心配してたわよ。
そうだ。やっぱりきっと悪い夢なんだ。昼間に怖い話とか聞いちゃったし。
So all that shit never happened. The part where Yoshie came up out of nowhere and Tsukasa saved you with this bullshit timing, and the old lady came up. That shit never happened.
ともかくもう大丈夫？
はい。
さあ、よかったわ。
The nurse smiled cheerfully and disappeared behind the partitioning curtain. I can't speak. Letting out a sigh, I laid myself down on the bed once more. Man, will you stop sighing? It was dead silent. The rain must have let up. The only sound I heard was the occasional cough from the nurse. Well, it was otherwise going about her business quietly. The nurse is coughing, that's not good.
そういえばペンケース。
Oh, excuse me. I thrust my hand into my pocket, not really expecting to find it, but
ちゃんとある。
oh wow, you actually do have it. The pen case, complete with Tsukasa's pencil talisman inside, was present and accounted for, which meant that
私やっぱり教室には行ったんだ。やっぱり夢じゃない。
おーい。
あ、司くんおかえり。
I was still trying to remember the exact details about what happened when I unexpectedly felt something cold pressed against my cheek.
これって。
お前うなされてただろ。汗もかいてたし喉乾いたんじゃないかなと思ってさ。
Another coffee at night?
コーヒー牛乳。
Oh my god, you're an addict.
ありがとう。
Tsukasa went out of his way to buy this just for me. It was a lovely gesture. How could I possibly refuse?
お前さ、明日というかもう今日か。推薦の試験だろ。
Oh, we're fucked.
9時。
Wait, does that mean she used to sleep the entire night?
あと4時間か。
もう無理だよ今日は。
I've been put through hell on earth. Taking tests was the furthest thing from my mind. I was in tears. I had no idea why. Maybe it was because I was so relieved, so glad to be alive. Don't cry, please.
よし。なあ、シシド。起きれるか？ちょうどいいからお前にいいもの見せてやるよ。
いいもの？
おう、そうだな。むしろお前には見てほしいんだ。
うん。
Oh, how sweet of him. My nose was still running, but my heart felt a lot lighter. I no longer felt threatened by this school. I was comfortable and safe. The two of us left the school nurse's office, with Tsukasa in the lead. And even though I was holding a cold coffee in my hand, I still felt warm all over. Neither of us had a thing to say as he led me through the empty halls. It occurred to me that when we last saw one another, I was mad at him. See, I don't remember that because I passed out.
ほら。
Oh, I don't remember it because I was blackout drunk.
渡り廊下？
まあまあ、もうすぐだからちょっと待てよ。
もうすぐ？
Something awesome. I had no idea what I was looking for. Me neither, Huey. I just kept staring at him, but his eyes were fixed on the window leading into the out into the walkway. Excuse me. As I gazed upon him in profile, I felt my heart skip a beat.
昨日のこと謝らなくちゃいけない。
I'll have to replay the chapter because I can no longer go back and watch the stream. Can't believe I forgot to damn save it. But I just wasn't sure what to say. I let my feelings get the better of me and reprimanded him for behavior that was, at least at the time, entirely reasonable. Wait, you don't think it was reasonable now? There was more to it than that, though. There was one particular reason, more than any other, that made it hard for me to think of the words I had to say here. He and I ran from Yoshi together. We escaped her wrath, against insurmountable odds. And what if it wasn't at all just a dream?
お、出てきたぞ。
What? Yeah, huh? I followed Tsukasa's pointing finger, and... Oh, that's pretty.
朝日すごいすごい
Aww. Now that is pretty. And cute.
俺、ここでよく夕日を眺めてるんだけどさ。朝日もいいもんだな。
綺麗だよ。街がオレンジに染まっていく。
Looks more like a yellow to me.
お、元気出てきたな。
ここって司くんの言ってた例の場所だよね。
おう、
You damn tease, I thought it was gonna be something like out of the way.
今まで
But it was something so simple.
別に
Oh, I didn't mean to skip that.
なんとなく。
なんとなくって。
How do I go back to dialogue? Here we go.
別になんとなく。別に
Okay, here it is. Here it is. This is what you're talking about. Yeah, it is. Oh, whatever. It just seemed kind of far-fetched to me. And if I were misinterpreting him, I'd be very embarrassed. He couldn't possibly, could he? My face felt kind of warm. I placed the sweaty cafe owlate on my cheek and slightly sighed softly.
どうした？顔赤いぞ。
そう
まだ具合悪いんじゃないのか？
そんなことないよ。ほら朝日が赤いせ。
ああ、なるほどな。
Shut up. I'm a guy. It's not my fault I was born so dense. I bet if you were a guy, you wouldn't know this.
試験頑張れよ。今からすぐ戻って準備すりゃ間に合うだろ。
ありがとう。司くんのそれ好き。
え？
それとあとごめんね。
なんで謝るんだよ。
いや昨日ほらなんかちょっと気まずくなっちゃったし、七不思議の。
Was that a dream too?
あ
Oh yeah.
あ、そんなこともあったっけ？
He doesn't remember.
そんなこともって私は結構気にしてたんだけどな。
女子はほんと細かいこと気にするよな。俺は全然何とも思ってなかったのに。
Wow.
そっか。
I let out another sigh and turned towards the morning sun, stretching my arms towards as a sudden wave of exhaustion overcame me. The day got brighter bit by bit, and I just stood there, silently trying to piece together all the jumbled thoughts were rattling around in my head. I was running away from Yoshi, and Tsukasa was with me. And then I was saved by that old woman.
やっぱり夢だよね。
A dream within a
あ
dream.
んなの。
Talk about dreamception. As the bright rays of the sun washed over me, I felt new life and new hope welling up from within, and I finally came to terms with those horrid events. Most likely, I got the pen case without incident, but then, on my way back, something hit my head and knocked me out. That would be just my luck.
あ、ちょっとシシド、動くなよ。そのまま、そのまま。
Oh no, what's going on? I didn't know what he was planning to do, but he was staring right at me. It felt kind of like he was staring into my soul. And then, slowly, Tsukasa drew his face towards mine.
これって
シシド。
嘘。何これ。
I shut my eyes. I was ready for this. Come on, do it, do it! Or maybe I just didn't want to look. But the new sensation I felt wasn't quite the one I was expecting.
シシド、これ大
Oh,
丈夫？
come on! He grabbed my arm for some reason and was staring down at it intently.
何よ紛らわしいな。
Goddamn tease!
で、やだ、何これ。
Turned out he was just concerned by that strange bruise I had apparently received, which had momentarily become visible when I raised my arms. Oh. Right where Yoshi had grabbed me in my dream.
痛そうだな。
You goddamn tease.
全然痛くないけど。
けど？
But what?
なんでもないよ。
So maybe it wasn't a dream. Given a wary smile, I pulled my arm from his grip.
ねえ、司くん。
ん？
帰る前に一つお願いがあるんだけど。
なんだよ。
手繋いでもいい？
手？
Yeah, what?
手ダメかな。
This is the same guy she said she was too embarrassed to hold hands out with in public, right?
なんでという彼の言葉にはなんとなくと答えた。
Way to throw it back at him.
そっと指先を掴んだだけの軽いものだったけど、初めて私はお互いの心がつながっているのを感じた気がして、とても嬉しかったのを覚えている。
Oh, are we back in the present?
ゆい先生、ゆい先生。
司くん。
ゆい先生ってば。
Please wake up. I knew I heard that voice before, but who was it? Was I just dreaming? Again? I still felt like I was holding Tsukasa's hand, though.
ゆい先生って手。やっと起きた。
You sound better.
あら？え？持田くん？
そうだよ、持田聡だよ。
Hey, Monette. You cute little kitty cat. I was still dazed. I had no idea what was going on. All I knew was that one of my students, Satoshi Mochida, was here, and he looked concerned.
ゆい先生、いい加減手を。
I finally realized what he was talking about. I was holding Mochida's hand in my own and squeezing it awfully tightly. That's lazy. That's so lazy. Okay, now I'm upset. They couldn't show it. It's still showing the same picture of her holding his pant leg. Come on.
やだ、ごめんなさい。私ったら。
Oh god, it's the bruise. Ooh.
いいけどさ、ゆい先生、結構握力強いんだな。
I might try to redraw this one day.
あら、そうこれでも昔はか弱く儚い美少女として巷に名を馳せたものだけど。
That's not something to be proud of.
それどこから突っ込んでいいの？
手厳しいわね。
Yeah, I don't think I want to say something as to you calling yourself dainty and weak. Mochida was a good student. He and I got along well, and we were already falling back into our usual pattern of good-natured ribbon. Except,
ちょっと待って、どうして持田くんがうちにいるの？
それさっき話したじゃん。
what?
え？
I thought she was like too out of it to remember.
その調子じゃ何も覚えてないんでしょ。
何も？
What's with this music?
さっき俺の
Oh, I didn't mean to skip that. Hold on. A little while ago, you ate some porridge I made and took medicine before passing out again. I told you everything then. Oh, so this is something that happened while she was dreaming.
本当に綺麗さっぱり覚えてない？
全然。
笑えないよ。もう
I'm surprised he knows how to make porridge. Mochida sighed and pointed at the table.
あれ、山崎先生からの届け物。
もしかしてわざわざそれを届けに来てくれたの？
そうだよ。そしたらゆい先生があんまりにひどい状態だったから飯作って。キッチン借りていいって言ったのはモネだから。
Aw.
そっか、モネちゃんがね。
I stroked Monette's neck and he lied down contentedly on my futon. Such a pretty kitty. I was getting kind of wrapped up in petting him as I often did. I almost forgot Mochida was here until he let out a huge sigh.
ゆい先生、玄関の鍵は閉めないと不用心だよ。
あら、開いてた？
うん。今回ばかりは開いてて助かったけど、でも今後はちゃんと閉めないと。
気をつけるわ。
なんで笑うの？
持田くん、私のお母さんみたいだから。
I don't know, that's a good thing though.
うわ、複雑。
Yeah. I didn't mean to laugh. I must have seemed kind of deranged, but I could always blame it on my fever. Mochida looked at me and let out another sigh. My poor sense of humor must have been getting to him.
でもまあ、だいぶ元気になってきたみたいでよかったよ。
Yeah, you seem to be actually conscious at least.
そうみたい。
You still got this feverish blush on you.
結構寝てたもんな、ゆい先生。
そうね。確か今朝風邪でめまいがして、学校にお休みの電話をして、モネちゃんのご飯を用意して、そこから先の記憶がないのよね。
Well, your cat is very important to take care of.
あれ、コンビニ行ったんじゃないの？
コンビニ？
うん。冷却シートと弁当があって、ほらこれ、レシートの時間。今朝になってるけど。
本当だ。
もしかしてゆい先生、コンビニ行ったこと覚えてないの？
I'm surprised she even had the willpower and energy to do that in her state.
うわー、もうしっかりしてくれよ。まさかパジャマで出かけたりしてないよな？
そんなことはないと思うけど。
どうかな。笑ってごまかさない。
ごめんごめん。持田くん、私のことずっと看病してくれてたの？
うん。
そう。遅くまでごめんなさいね。
It was already past 10 o'clock in the evening. I couldn't believe Mochida had been with me this whole time. I felt both guilty and grateful, and I definitely gained a new respect for him.
おかゆ、まだちょっと残ってるから、腹減ったら食べてよ。
ええ。
Wonder if he had some.
あとそれから、これ。
スーパーの袋？
冷蔵庫を見たら何もなかったからさ。
Man,
ついでに買っておいたよ。
Satoshi, you really go the extra mile. bag was quite heavy. Inside it was a bottle of orange juice, some bananas, canned peaches, apples, and other assorted fruits.
これ
風邪の時ってビタミンを取るといいんだろ。それ食べて早く良くなってよ。
Wise words.
持田くん
That much fruit couldn't have come cheap, especially for a high schooler. I know that struggle. I know that struggle so hard. I considered offering him to pay him back, but decided against it. Cause you're poor too. I knew he wouldn't take my money. Besides, I really appreciated the fact that he'd gone to all this trouble for me. I returned the favor another time. If it ever seemed like he was going to be staying late after school, maybe I'd buy him dinner. Aww. Or I could help him with preparations for the school festival.
じゃあ俺帰るよ。
あ、大丈夫？道わかるかしら？なんなら途中まで見送りに行くわよ。
No way. Get some rest. You need it still.
大丈夫だよ。
And take a shower.
ゆい先生はおとなしく寝てて。
A nice warm shower.
まだ本調子じゃないんだし。第一、夜道を女の人一人で歩くなんて危険だよ。
Yeah, she's a delicate little flower.
持田くんは優しいね。そういうとこキュンとしちゃう。
Oh, don't you bother teasing me. I got dirt on you now.
あれそういうこと俺に言っていいの？
なんで？
Mochida and I joked like this a lot. Usually, it made him blush and get adorably embarrassed. But not today. Today, he just grinned sheepishly, with a mischievous glint in his eyes. I didn't quite get it. What was his angle?
司くんって誰？
Oh, yeah.
先生の恋人？
I know your secret.
どうしてそれ？
You wouldn't stop screaming his name.
ゆい先生寝てる時ずっとその人のこと呼んでたよ。うなされながら何度も司くん司くんって。
And it was quite the dream, I'll tell you that much.
誰なんだよ。
That crafty Mochida had turned the tables on me, and how embarrassing to know that I'd been calling Tsukasa's name.
それは
I hesitated to answer for a moment, but then figured, what the hell, why not?
司くんはね、私の初恋の人。
その様子じゃゆい先生はよっぽどその人のことが好きだったんだね。
For some reason.
だって先生さっきすごかったよ。俺のこと司って人と間違えてたでしょ。
I think she was blind because you almost look nothing alike. The only thing I saw in common was the goddamn hair right here.
やだ。
ゆい先生顔赤いよ。
How the tables have turned. Now you're the one embarrassed.
これは熱のせいよ。
Oh, you can't hide from me. You can't hide that embarrassment.
まあいいや。そういうことにしてあげる。
あんまり大人をからかわないで。
だってこんなゆい先生めったに見れないからさ。
Yeah, I got ammo on you now. I wasn't sure he was ever going to give me the full story of all the embarrassing things I'd done in my fevered days. But maybe it was better he didn't. Yeah, you were quite the drunk, I guess. Either way, I was in his debt, so he could tease me all he wanted, just this once.
やばい。そろそろ帰らないと。ゆかがカンカンだ。
今日はありがとね。もう暗いから気をつけて帰るのよ。
Yeah, stop the G. I don't think it's safe for you to be out alone either.
はーい。
And Yuka's gonna be furious.
それじゃあ先生、食事をきちんととって頑張って
Yeah,
早く直してくれよ。
everyone missed you. I missed you, even though I just spent an entire chapter with you.
頑張る。
ファイト。
Fight the good fight.
ありがとう。いい子だな、持田くんは。いかんいかん。あの子は生徒だぞ。
Oh, your heart's skipping a beat.
おいで、モネちゃん。 一緒に寝よっか。
Aw. And Miss Yui's living the dream now. She got a cute kitty.
会いたいな司くん。
I wonder what happened to him. Like, I wonder what field of study he went to in college, if he ever went to college. And that was it, a chronicle of past events. This chapter was weird. Alright, we got chapter 4 available. Soulful testimonies are now unlocked. Let's listen to those really quick and then I'll end the stream. Maybe it's Satoshi. Yep, Hiro. And then Miyuki. And then Tsukasa. Yep, Tsukasa. Let's listen to Satoshi's first.
お疲れ様です。どうも。持田聡役下野紘です。
Love to see you,
はい、
man.
ということでですね、今回、コープスパーティー、ブラッドカバーリピーティッドフィアのまあ続編というかですね、第2章、コープスパーティーブックオブシャドウズ、はい、こちらの方ですね、プレイしていただきまして本当にありがとうございます。
Even though it was so confusing.
ということで、今回ですね、まあ僕はですね、新たに収録した部分というのの、収録が終わったところなんですけれども、まあ、今回いろいろとその実際にゲーム本編が始まる前
It
の
was kind of interesting to see like the
ゆい先生
prologue.
とまあちょっといろいろなんていうんですか、そういうまあなんか淡い感
This
じ
is
の
funny.
なんかそういうのがちょっとやってて少し僕もねなんか恥ずかしくなっちゃったりとかそういう風になった感じのまあそういうね、まあ全然そういう風なこともないんですけれどもね、まあ今回、ゆい先生が風邪ひいてそのゆい先生を、看病することになった、さとしくんということ
Our
で、
Dashing hero.
まあ本編は本当にですね、まあ怖いという風な、本当に怖い印象があったりとかしますけれどもね、結構僕もファンレターでいろいろと本当に怖くてですね、
Man, that's kind of fit because
ま
Satoshi's
ず
a
オー
scaredy
プニン
cat.
グを見た段階でもう電源を消しましたっていう人もいたぐらい本当に、怖いものになっていますけれども、まあこのゆい先生との、このストーリーは、全く全然そういう風なこともなく、まあ新キャラクターが出てきたりとかそういう風なことに関してですね、まあちょっと触れていたりだとか、まあどなたでもお気軽にやっていただける
They made Yui look freaking
まあそういう
terrifying.
ことではないかな
I mean,
と
Miss
思うんですけ
Shishi
れどもね。
though. No, no, no.
でもお
Miss
そらくこれ
Yoshi.
ゲームクリアしないと出てこないとかそういう風なことですよね、きっとね。ねえ、なのでこれを聞いている方はね頑張ったんじゃないかな。はいね、怖がりながら頑張った人もいればもうすごく楽しみで頑張った人もいたり
I definitely had fun.
なのでどちらも含めて本当によく頑張った。
Thank you for your
偉かったぞ。
thank you for your kind words.
なんだこれは。ということで、まあねまだ、1回しかプレイしてないという
Yep,
方も
first time
きっと
playing.
いるのではないかなと思いますので、そういう方はですね本当何度も何度も遊べると思いますので何度も何度も遊んでいただけたらなと思います。そして怖い人はちょっと1周目やって怖かったなって思った人はですね友達と一緒にプレイしてみてはいかがでしょうか。ということで
I mean, I am. I'm playing on stream.
今回はこの辺でまたお会いできるのかな、どうなんだろうな。ねえ本当に僕としてはまだまだ続いてもらいたいのですがということで、僕も楽しみにしておりますので皆さんも楽しみにしててください。ということで持田聡役下野紘でした。バイバイ。
It was awesome to see you, hero. All right, that was a long testimony.
お
All right, let's
疲
see.
れ様
Miss
で
Yui.
す。シシドユイやらせていただきました。沢城
You
み
were
ゆきです。
awesome.
本編楽しんでいただけましたでしょうか。私はですね、
Oh, come
多
on.
分自分でやることはないと思います。やることはないというか、やれないというか、皆さんこれいつやるのかしら。夜やるのかしら。
It's
気が
it's
出てい
8
る時
o'clock
に
where
確
I
か
am right
にや
now.
ってもなんでしょう、やっぱり面白くないんですかね。夜こう後ろを振り返りながらやるのが面白いんでしょうか。私はちょっととてもこれやれそうになくてですね、感想を聞かせていただけたら嬉しいなと、思っております。学校っていう空間は怖いにせよ楽しいにせよ、とっても好きな空間で、想像しながら廊下を走ったり、暗い階段をこう一人パタパタ上がっていく感じの、こう何とも言えない学校の匂いを感じながら、久しぶりにやるのはとっても楽しかったです。
I love your
今度
performance.
は
You're
ですね、
awesome.
もうちょっと怖くないので、また学校のお話、携われたらいいなと思い
I
ます。
mean, you kind of got
ありがと
shafted
うご
in
ざい
the
まし
first
た。
game. I'm not gonna lie. Your presence there was not as prevalent in any of the games. Honestly, you're not. Despite being like a major character, you don't really appear much. All right, this new guy, Nobuiko Okamoto.
はい、どうもお疲れ様です。司役の岡本信彦です。いやー、収録今終わったところなんですけれども、
Hello, new
あ
character.
れですね、司くんがですね、めっちゃかっこよくてですね、
He just seemed like a
爽
really
やかな
like
イケメン
adorable
で
dude.
すごいんですよ。これぜひ好きになってくださいと言わんばかりのですね、
そう
僕の思いがこう演技に含まれていたら嬉しいんですけども、そうですね、こんなにイケメンなんですけどまさかですね、結構怖い恐怖体験もですね、収録中に疑似体験できてですね、いやー、台本をですねもらった時にもう普通に読んじゃいましてですね、めっちゃ怖いんですよね。あの人が人じゃないんですかね。
What?
化け物が怖いんですよ。
Oh, she's
司
talking
く
about
ん
Yoshide.
倍司くんで化け物なんですけど、いやよくですね、今回も死に方たくさんあるんですけど、
No one died in this chapter. Wait,
Fifteen
I know
minutes
the old woman did.
よく祁答院さんはこんなにすごい死に方を
Yeah, man.
考え
Makazo, you're
なるな
fucked up by thinking of so
本当
many
に
characters,
感動
so
し
many
てし
ways
ま
for
います
someone to
ね。
die.
僕自身ですね、結構ホラー作品というも
But
の
it's
が
awesome,
好き
like
で
you're a
して、
genius.
そうですね、ショッキングシーンなんかも結構割と耐性がある方なんですけど、
I bet you haven't seen
文字面を
Terrifier
読ん
too.
でてですね、夜中に昨日読んでいて、すごい背中がゾッとしましたそうですね、しかもゾッとする時に限ってこう家がですねミシッといったりするのがですね、人の気配とかを感じるのがですね、とても怖い次第でございます。はい、コープスパーティー、またですね、司くんやれる機会あればいいなとか思いつつですね、それはぜひ皆さんの応援によってできると思うので、ぜひ僕にもう一回司くんをやる
Yeah, I wouldn't be
くだ
opposed
さい
to
ま
it.
せ。皆さん、本当に収録楽しかったです。お疲れ様でした。
Alright, that was awesome. Alright, that's the end of this stream. Alright, let's look at the Gallery of Spirits. No, the Cursed... No, the Gallery of Spirits. Let's see how many we got so far. That's right, I didn't get one of the, Alright, that's all of it. Alright, that was quite the confusing chapter. Was what Misui went through a dream, or was it actually something that happened? I don't know. But that's the end of this stream. Next stream, I will be doing either Danganronpa or Fallen Dynasty. And then after that, we'll be going on to chapter 4. So look forward to that. I don't know if I'll be streaming tomorrow. Maybe. Kind of want to get some studying done. You know what I mean? But anyway, until next stream, everyone. It was a pleasure. Let me see if someone is still streaming. Nah, he stopped. Oh man. Alright. Audio.